Greetings and salutations, folks, and welcome back to Assassin's Creed 1, where we are finally able to approach the 8th target, a scholarly fellow who wears gold robes, carries a satchel, and burns books. So basically the image of wealth who is not necessarily interested in scholarly efforts, or at the very least any scholarly efforts, if they're...
It's the hero of Damas. Come in, stay a while, tell me all about your adventures.
I'm afraid I don't have the time.
I see. Too important for me now.
It's not that.
I'm always
No,
too important
of
for
course
you.
not. How may I
You
serve?
never leave this room.
Muallim has asked I take the life of the one they call Jubair.
Salahadin's chief scholar?
Yes, he's turned the other scholars of the city to his cause. Together they intend to work a great evil.
How?
They're collecting the city's knowledge, all its written words,
For what purpose?
to destroy them.
And where will this be done?
They move throughout the city, but first they meet at the Madrasa al-Qalasa. If I go there, I should find Jubair.
Excellent work as always, Altair. You can stop him before he has a chance to strike again.
With your permission, Rafiq.
Of course, you're free to begin whenever you are ready. Bring glory to the Brotherhood, Altair.
Alright.
Fast forwarding memory to a more recent one.
Let's get it done. Although, to be fair, Altair doesn't read any books himself, so... But still, he protects the ability for other people to read books. Well, Altair might read books. There's just no evidence that in the context of this game, he has read any books. Like, it seems as though all of the books are within, Oh, sorry. And let's take you out.
You have no business. I'll have your head.
Let's not take you out then. Oop. I tried to save... What? That didn't... That guy decided I wasn't quite hostile. Oh. Never mind. Somebody decided I was quite hostile. Alright. Let us duck in here and then approach the target, because hopefully once this reinitializes, it will remove all of the bodies. Actually, am I going inside that building, or from the outside, or... Oh. Hold on.
Leave now.
Alright. Nope, nope. Some people were upset by my recent actions. Those people are all entirely guards. So now I will duck in here. And it looks like I should cross over that away. Oh my gosh. Sometimes the camera just takes such twists and turns. I feel as though something went wrong. Like, I was expecting to be able to just jump directly over this barrier in order to jump down, but... Okay. I can still save this just yet. Maybe. There we go.
Every single text in this city must be destroyed.
My friend, you must not do this. Much knowledge rests within these parchments, put there by our ancestors for good reason.
And what reason is this?
They are beacons, meant to guide us, to save us from the darkness that is ignorance.
No, these bits of paper are covered in lies. They poison your minds, and so long as they exist, you cannot hope to see the world the way it truly is.
How can you accuse these scrolls of being weapons? They are tools of learning.
Does he
You turn
throw
to
that
them
guy
for
into the
answers
fire?
and salvation. You rely more upon them than yourselves. This makes you weak and stupid. You trust in words, drops of ink. Do you ever stop to think of who put them there? Or why? No, you simply accept their words without question.
So
And
trust
one
my
of those
words
words
without
is falsehood,
question.
as they often do. This is dangerous.
You are wrong. These texts give the gift of knowledge. We need them.
You love your precious writings? You do anything for them?
Yes. Yes, of course.
Then join them!
Yeah. It's been a while since... That he burned to death real
Any
quick.
man who speaks as he is just as much a threat. Do any else among you wish to challenge me? Good. Your orders are simple enough. Go out into the city, collect any remaining writings and add them to the piles in the streets. When you're done, we'll send a cart to collect them, that they may be destroyed.
We've tried to burn all of James Patterson's books, but they just keep multiplying. Everywhere I go, hundreds and thousands of... Oh, this is... I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, this is a very nice twist in regards to the target. Like, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 potential targets. Oh. Hold on. Oh my gosh. No, I wanted... No, I wanted to attack this guy. No, attack the guy... And then let's open you up. There we go. Everything went A-okay.
Anyone can put ink to parchment. Anyone. Such power, such influence must be controlled. It cannot be given over to just any person. It is irresponsible and dangerous. We must destroy them all, that they do not further poison our minds.
Someone tell me why she's doing that.
Going to cause trouble.
No. Okay, I was hoping I would find Oh, hello.
Anyone can put ink to parchment. Anyone. Such power, such influence must be controlled. It cannot be given over to just any person.
All right.
It is irresponsible.
Okay, I guess he's not the one. And there's a flag here. Excellent.
Citizens, bring
Hmm.
forth your writing. Place them in the pile before me. Kill any is a sin.
All right, so we got another guy in here.
Of my words. Free yourselves from the lies and traditions of the past. You are not supposed to be here, please.
Oh, no. All right, I'll take you out, I guess, first. There we go. Yeah, nope, I guess that didn't count. Ah, that's who's Oh. Alright, that's the nearest hiding spot. No one knows, such a master of stealth. Ah, damn it. Alright, 1 second. I guess I gotta get rid of this arrow guy. And this guy. And this guy. And this guy. I guess I can't interrupt their sword animations. No one knows. It is a mystery. Don't even bother solving that crime.
Today is a glorious day. We will at last your life.
Okay. That was fast. Ah. Okay. He's not the one. Alright, 2 more targets to go. Hopefully they're one of those guys. Alright. You know, it doesn't really seem like I'm that meant to... Never mind. I was gonna say, I was not really that meant to take these guys on stealthily. Did this guy take off running? Nope, get... Can you unlock from these guys? Thank you very much. There we go.
Why? Why have you done this?
Men must be free to do what they believe. It is not our right to punish one for thinking what they do,
You're
no matter how much we disagree.
You're setting fire to people
You of
because
all
they don't
people
want to
should know
burn
the
books.
answer. Educate them. Teach them right from wrong. It must be knowledge that frees them, not force.
They do not learn, fixed in their ways as they are. You are naive to think otherwise. It's an illness for which there is but one cure.
You're wrong, and that's why you must be put to rest.
Am I not unlike those precious books you seek to save? A source of knowledge with which you disagree.
These
Yet
books
you're
aren't
not
setting
equipped to
people
save
on
my
fire.
life.
A small sacrifice to save many. It is necessary.
Is it not ancient scrolls that inspire the Crusaders? That fill Salah ad-Din and his men with a sense of righteous fury? Their texts endanger others, bring death in their wake. I too was making a small sacrifice. It matters little now. Your deed is done, and so am I.
It's a good thing the entire city knows when the correct... Oh, hello. Fears that I'm being followed. Well, I'm trying to do the open up thing, but you keep interrupting it. Ah. There we go, finally. There we go. Good. Hopefully I don't cause any horribly notorious behavior, like running into a guy carrying a box. Or climbing, I guess. Climbing is... I guess climbing would be pretty notorious, considering the assassins always seem to be on rooftops. So I grant them that one. Climbing a wall. Climbing a ladder... it's a little bit extreme. Be like, all ladder climbers must die. But then again, considering the fact that I'm fighting against a force that was all like, this man is wearing white robes. He must be an assassin. But the scholar has been defeated. Is he really a scholar if he distrusts his materials?
Yes. Jubayr's fires are extinguished. His life as well.
Excellent news. I had no doubt you'd succeed.
You should have seen it. The scholars followed him so readily. Wasn't just books they fed to fire either, but any man who opposed them.
Such ignorance breeds only evil. You've done a good thing this day.
As with my other targets, he believed he was doing the right thing, clearing a path to a better future.
Of course he would. Such is the landscape of a madman's mind.
The things I've seen these past few weeks, it's as if all the land has gone mad.
And this is why we fight to end the war. That
Yeah,
sanity
yeah,
might return.
I can't deny
People
Altair that
desperate
one.
for direction. It's easy for men like Jubayr to prey on this and turn them towards evil. You should go, Altair. Return to Al-Mualim. Tell him what you saw. Let him know the good you've done this day.
Safety and peace, Rafiq.
Upon you as well.
Although I believe I won't be going to Al-Mualim
Fast forward
right away.
to a more recent one.
First, I will be going back to Abstergo. Because this is the end of Memory Block 5. And then Memory Block 6 is the end of Robert whatever his name is. And then the end of the game.
Not a lot of time, Vic.
Understand there's a narrow launch window.
Wherever it's hidden, time to retrieve it.
I'm working on it.
And when it's done,
He'll be taken care of.
I want that progress report by tomorrow morning.
Make
I've
sure
got some work I need to do. So
Use-
you've got the rest of the night to yourself.
use your TPS report cover on those progress reports. Those evil progress reports.
I think there's a problem with the Animus.
Nope, it's working fine.
I'm pretty sure it just ejected me
I'm
when
pretty
it...
sure you should shut up.
Can you finally tell me what's going on?
We have to stop them, Desmond. When they access that last memory of yours, they're just getting started. They want to change everything. The way we live, the way we think, the way we are. You've gotten the lecture from Vidic about what's wrong with the world, how we need order and discipline, so they're going to give it to us. Only we don't have a say in the matter.
How?
The Templar treasure. They think it...
Miss Stillman?
I'm here.
I need you to upload Desmond's files to the database.
Got it.
Desmond, I have no idea what you were doing just there. But I suppose after spending several days laying down on a bed and laying down an animus, you are free to have as many strange animation quirks as you need.
So what? You're using me to find this Templar treasure? What do they call it? The Piece of Eden?
Yes.
Well, it's looking like it's at Messiah, so I don't know why they're wasting all this time with me. Why don't they just send their people to pick it up?
They can't. It's not that simple. The artifact from Messiah, they had it. It was destroyed in the accident.
Then what are they hoping for me? You know, for my...
Oh
answers?
yeah, now I remember the
They're
ending.
hoping he'll show them where the other ones are.
You mean there's more than one of these things?
Oh, Desmond, you have no idea.
Oh, Desmond, simple.
No, Warren. Everything's Denver on my end.
Then, where are the files?
Just hangs up on him.
I've got to move these files before he gets suspicious. We'll talk more later.
Wait, what's that mean, everything's Denver?
It means everything's fine.
Why Denver?
It's a reference to Denver International Airport. There's an underground facility there. It's where the accident happened.
Wait, so if everything's Denver, that means everything's bad, though? Because that's where the accident happened.
Aren't you tired?
Alright, I'll go into my room. And then I'll step out again. Yeah, everything's Denver. Like, if that's supposed to be everything's good, but you're also referencing where everything went bad... then... Although, is that essentially, like, more like everybody knows that that's where everything went bad. So, we recognize the failures of the past, while also confirming the success of the present. And I don't exactly remember what the accident was, if they actually explain that. But let's take a look at Vidic's mails and his terrible, terrible typing. As a general reminder, all employees of Abstergo Industries are prohibited from discussing corporate policy proceedings and projects. You know, actually, that's a pretty standard... Yeah. It's not really an evil company thing, it's just a company thing. I know what you are doing. I know what you did. I saw him. He had a metal ball. It opened. They went crazy, shooting, stabbing, tore each other to pieces. I know it was you people. I saw the logo, heard the name. I'm going to tell anyone who will listen. You'll be exposed. They'll know the truth, and then you will pay. You crazy bastards, you'll pay. Great, leave it at my desk. Worry less about my things and more about making Animus work. Why do you sign your emails? It says right up top who it's coming from. Because that is a polite thing to do, Vidic. Hurricane season ends, but not in the way you think. Increasingly erratic weather patterns have caused the Global Weather Association to abolish the term hurricane season. Once confined to the months of June through November, hurricane duration, frequency, strength, and location have increased to the point where most coastal cities must now live in constant fear of these devastating storms. Okay, so I feel like this is just kind of like a brief inkling as to where the plot is going. Because it does, like, the plot of Assassin's Creed eventually does lead to this kind of end-of-the-world catastrophe. And the thing that's easy to wonder about whenever somebody's makes a series of stories, like how far in advance did they really plan it out? Especially when you consider the fact that, like, video games have such a development cycle. The US and EU are once again facing heavy criticism for the decision to begin construction of jointly owned oil platforms in the Weddell Sea. Several supernatural unions already sounds awesome. Several supranational unions oppose the work, claiming it violates the Antarctic Treaty System. The situation has been further complicated by the presence of two naval destroyers, said to be in the region for reasons unrelated to the construction. Blah, blah, blah. Lucy, what's a going on here? I'll be out of the office starting September 1st. I'll return on October 4th. In case of emergency, please contact my assistant, Aubrey Jacobs, extension 1003. You told me she wasn't going to be a problem, and here she is stirring up the shit again. Deal with this, Warren. You vouched for her. You're responsible for her. Alright, general reminder about policy, proceedings. Guess the shit's really hit the fan this time. Someone managed to leak a bunch of documents on the fluoride enhancement studies, and now the pharmaceutical division is under investigation by the feds. They've shut the entire place down. Did you see what was in those reports? What the hell were they thinking? They pretty much poisoned an entire town. Wow, you've been watching the news? Stock is going to take a hit for this, for sure. Want to grab lunch today? It's about those idiots in the pills division. We're putting out a press release about the satellite, telling them launch has been delayed until 21st so that we can make improvements to the coverage area. Some stuff about less dropped calls, for the benefit of our consumers, of course. Let's just make sure you got what you need in time to make the new launch window. Yeah, okay, I now I remember that the satellite is actually important to the plot of this game. I've downloaded an analysis of your latest foundings onto the secure terminal in the conference room. It is critical that you review it and get us comments. Make this a priority. Can't access computer. Wants a password. I'll call security for you. Here's your password. 0006267. Okay. So does that mean I can enter in the conference room and examine said computer? The answer is no. I will never know what lies on the other side of that door. Actually, I'll know in like one game. But for now, I'll never know. Let us get some rest atop these covers. We haven't eaten for days or changed our clothes. Oh, that was some English there. Something about the truth.
Time's wasting, Mr. Miles.
Yeah, I'm coming.
We're nearly done, you know.
And then what?
You'll see. Maybe they'll even let you watch when it begins. It's not as terrible as you think.
Look, I know you're not gonna let me leave. So why not tell me what's going on? Humor me.
I'm not an idiot, Mr. Miles. I think you've already learned quite a bit.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course not.
All right, let me ask you something else then.
Yes?
Some of the stuff I'm seeing in the Animus, sometimes it seems wrong. Untrue, like the history is off somehow. It doesn't...
It doesn't what, Mr. Miles? Match up with what you read on an online encyclopedia? What your high school history teacher taught you? Let me ask you something. Do these supposed experts have access to secret knowledge kept hidden from the rest of us?
There are books, letters, documents, all sorts of source material from back then. Some of it seems to contradict what the Animus is showing me.
Anyone can write a book, and they can put whatever they want on its pages. Anything. Used to be, we thought the world was flat.
Some people still do.
Yes, and they publish books about it. Or that the moon landing was a hoax. I believe there's also a book claims the world was created in 7 days. A bestseller, too.
Where's this going, Doc?
The point, I suppose, is that you shouldn't trust everything you hear, everything you read.
You shouldn't
Professor
trust
Estes
books.
said, nothing is true.
Everything is permitted.
Yes, exactly. It's part of what makes the Animus so spectacular. There's no room for misinterpretation.
There's always room.
Touché, Mr. Miles. Now that I've answered your question, can we begin?
Though it is interesting that he's presenting this immediately after the scholar attempted to burn books because of the supposed lies contained within. And really that entire conversation can go even further, like considering the types of political books, political texts that have been published in the last few years, considering the online discussions that have been happening. A lot can be said about the idea of the trustworthiness of text.
Start your memory already.
Okay, I will go to Al-Mualim. But that is like the entire idea of discerning truth from text
to avoid upsetting civilians further.
is a whole discussion that is beyond the scope of an Assassin's Creed Let's Play.
Student, we have much to discuss. We are close, Altair. Robert de Sable is now all that stands between us and victory. It is his mouth gives the orders. His hand pays the gold. With him dies the knowledge of the Templar treasure, and any threat it might pose.
I still don't understand how a simple bit of treasure could cause so much chaos.
The peace of Eden is temptation given form. Merely look at what it's done to Robert. Once he tasted of its power, the thing consumed him. He saw not a dangerous weapon to be destroyed, but a tool. One that would help him realize his life's ambition.
He dreamed of power then?
Yes and no. He dreamed and still dreams, like us, of peace.
But this is a man who sought to see the Holy Land consumed by war.
No, Altair. How can you not see when you're the one that opened my eyes to this?
What do you mean?
What do he and his followers want? A world in which all men are united. I do not despise his goal. I share it. But I take issue with the means. Peace is something to be learned, to be understood. to be embraced,
He would force it.
and rob us of our free will in the process.
Strange to think of him in this way.
Never harbor hate for your victims, Altair. Such thoughts are poison, and will cloud your judgment.
Could he not be convinced then to end his mad quest?
I spoke to him in my way, through you. What
That's,
was he feeling, if not a message?
That's an
He has
odd
chosen
method of
to
conversation.
ignore us.
Then there's only one thing left to do.
Jerusalem is where you faced him first. It's where you'll find him now. Let this final offering lend you strength. Go, Altair. It's time to finish this.
Ooh. Fancy. But yeah, it's interesting that he still like questions the idea of like the power of the Apple of Eden, the Peace of Eden. Haven't they even called it the Apple at this point? Because like at this point there has been no actual representation of its ability. I have not actually seen somebody use the Peace of Eden. So, for all intents and purposes, as Altair is essentially the representation of the player in this world, his doubt in the Peace of Eden becomes our doubt. We look at it and wonder, okay, but what could it do? It's just a piece of silver. And are just told that it has power. We have not seen this power been used. Whereas by the time Assassin's Creed 2 has come out, we have seen that power. By the time Assassin's Creed Revelations and Brotherhood have come out, we have seen other things. Much of which I have forgotten, so it's hard for me to specify exactly what. But I believe... I forget which game Lucy dies. Spoiler. Lucy dies. I was very disappointed by that. Because I like Kristen Bell. And the more things she is in, the better. But her death revolves around Juno, which is its own plot line. But at this point in the franchise, we haven't even seen that far ahead. Which it's interesting to go back so far in the storyline to a point in which the fight between the Assassins and the Templars was new, and the point in which the artifacts of Eden were untested and unproven. And it was possible to even still be a skeptic of their abilities. Although it's also interesting to note, one of the failures of the movie, like the movie was just so on the nose with its dialogue and so bad. Like, I especially like there's a specific scene where Jeremy Irons, as the villain of Abstergo, is all like, we've tried to control them with religion and politics, but with the Apple of Eden, we will do something to control their minds. Something like that. But like he specifies, like, we will control their minds with this object. And like in this game, like the villains are much more secretive of their plans. You don't actually know what they're trying to do until the end of the game. You just know it's important to them. It is their MacGuffin, so to speak. But, unlike most MacGuffins, the Piece of Eden actually does matter to the storyline. It's not like the briefcase in Pulp Fiction, where they acquire the briefcase, they look inside the briefcase, but it doesn't matter what's in the briefcase. It's just an object of importance that is never quite explained. The piece of Eden is more than just an object of importance, but a building block of the plot for the rest of the franchise. But I think that's going to be it for tonight. Got some Death Stranding coming on tomorrow, probably Monday through Thursday. Probably got a little ways to go in that game just yet. More Assassin's Creed next Friday through Sunday. Got any suggestions for something to play next? Leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourselves a good night.